All right, today we're gonna break down the nitty-gritty of what is really harder. Jumping, cutting, barrel racing, rodeo, futurities, etc. You guys, Hell Week's almost over. We can almost breathe. Plenty? Yeah, we can almost breathe. Yeah, that's right. Hell Week is almost over. It has been a really, really tough week. Thank you guys for all the well wishes on the new venture with the new house. It has been amazing. It's been tough, but tonight we are going to the PBR event. Then tomorrow I'm going to commentate RFD TV's The American, the world's richest one-day rodeo. I am excited to go check it out. I also get to do an exclusive interview with Haley Kinsel and do my research on all the other guys and girls that are going to be running. So I'm gonna do a quick vlog so that you guys can get a little taste of what's been happening, what's going on, and then tomorrow look forward to the PBR, look forward to the American, because it's gonna be a super lit week. The noise that you keep hearing in the background is this super famous karate ninja box chopper. He's gonna ninja chop and Judy chop all these boxes. He's actually really, really talented. What's your keyword?
Huh?
What's your keyword?
Sigh?
So just sigh?
Yeah, that's it.
I don't have to train, I could just say sigh.
Yeah, pretty much all the power comes from that word.
Okay.
Yeah. A little one of those.
Can we get a replay on that? It's a little crazy. This vlog is in a rush, in a hurry. I apologize, but we got to go. We have like no time to do absolutely anything. All right, today we're gonna break down the nitty-gritty of what is really harder. Jumping, cutting, barrel racing, rodeo, futurities, etc. Now, I'm super objective. I like to look across all platforms. I was a cutting champion in the NCHA when I was 7 and 8 years old. I rode a really cool horse named Monkey's Formula. The owners of that horse were so generous to allow me the opportunity to ride that horse, and it was just an amazing opportunity to really try to hone my skills in something that I really love. Now at the same time, I had an interest in barrel racing, and you know, I couldn't do it all at the same time. I was 7 years old turning pro. My parents were running me all over the country, and it was absolutely nuts to try to work out the scheduling. So I've had a crazy packed schedule since before I can remember. It was absolutely nuts. And then I have futurity'd a little bit last year. I also did that on BABYFLO's Mother, Flowers and Money way back in the day. And that was really exciting. And obviously I've rodeoed a lot. Now I'm playing around in the jumping world, which is really, really, really fun too. Before I give you some hippy dippy answer, let me tell you about all the hardships of every single event. So in the cutting, now we have to understand there's monetary problems all the time. I don't know anybody that's never had a money issue, whether they have too much of it or not enough. It's always an issue. Time is always an issue. So that kind of factors out, because there's always going to be rigs and travel and entry fees that come into play here. But taking all that out of the equation, just talking about level of difficulty here, I'm excited to shed some light on it. In the cutting world, if you've never seen cutting, it is amazing, and it looks a little bit like this. BABYFLO actually has a baby by the sire Metallic Cat. Metallic Cat is insanely talented. I decided to cross the two and had the opportunity to do that because it's just a very exciting thing to have so much dynamic athleticism mixed into one. I think cutting is insanely hard. If you've ever watched a sheepdog gather sheep, it's similar to watching this horse instinctually work a cow away from the herd. And the level of athleticism in horse and rider is just like level 10 for me. It's very, very difficult because while it looks like the rider is doing absolutely nothing, they have to be on an animal that is in such peak performance shape, that is using so much of its body, that has a variable that could do anything. Absolutely anything. You don't have any clue what that animal is about to do. So that level of difficulty, everything, you know, luck of the draw really plays into the key factors of the difficulty of cutting. You could draw a bad cow, you could draw a really great cow, somebody else could draw one better, and it's judged, which I also think is really hard because there's human biases. I love racing against the clock because there's a lot less bias. Of course, people can talk about tampering with the clock or using hand timers. You can debate that until you're blue in the face, and everybody's gonna have a different answer. So a judged event, I feel like, is super, super difficult, and might be a little bit more difficult than something else, because if you piss off one guy, what does that do to your entire career? I don't know. I never went far enough in it. It's something I would always love to revisit. I love riding a good cutting horse. It's just phenomenal. Next, let's talk about barrel racing. Barrel racing, I feel like, is insanely hard. One, because there's no barrier to entry. So like in pro rodeo, you can buy your permit and hit the road. So there's not like a level that you need to go through. You can of course go junior rodeo, little britches, high school, college, and then on up. But I went this way and then went backwards. So you can kind of do it any way that you want. What's difficult about barrel racing is geography. So if you live in New York, you're not going to have nearly as many opportunities to run as someone in Texas. Where if you go to California, they've got a lot of events, but if you go to Michigan, they don't have nearly as many. So while geographically, a lot of people say it's easier here or it's easier there, it's simply a geographics issue to me. If someone in New York can only ride 4 months out of the year and I can ride 12 months out of the year, of course, that's gonna be a different scale because I'm able to ride more, practice more, train more. There are some people that you could give a year head start and $1 million and they're still not gonna level up to you because they don't have the discipline or the talent. There's a lot of things that are variables in there. Barrel racing is also really tough because if you want to rodeo, you want to go to the NFR, you have to geographically be everywhere and you've got to keep your horse sound. It's very unpredictable, super luck of the draw issue. The advantage in barrel racing, typically not, I mean, we could debate people cheating the timer and doing all sorts of stuff, but typically barrel racing, you do have a laser eye. Now, if everybody's being super honest, the laser eye is going to work more times than being judged by somebody. So I really like running against the clock. I really like doing that because it's a lot more fair, I feel like, most of the time. If it were judged, I feel like the way that I ride is kind of crazy and not traditional. So if I were being judged, they'd probably be like, you're out of here. Where if I were being, you know, timed, then I can just kind of do whatever, lean off to the side, jump over here, do my thing, and just get this run done. So that's how I feel about barrel racing. Rodeo and futurity is a whole nother vlog, but I've debated it both ways, and I really haven't come up with a fantastic answer. Show jumping. I don't even know enough about this subject to even really get into it. I know financially, it's a really big commitment because you probably can't afford one of these giant show jumping horses. So then you got to pursue something that you can lease. The training is pretty insane because you need to have a trainer next to you, where in barrel racing, I can kind of stumble through it. I can check out some chicks on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit that notification button because I'm your girl. Also, if you haven't downloaded the app Barrel Racing College, make sure and search for it on iTunes or on the Google Play Store because I can help you. Unlike barrel racing, show jumping is something I'm gonna have to have somebody in front of me to do. I don't know how to set up a course. I don't have a horse to do this, so it's a little bit tougher. Now, an advantage is a lot of people in bigger cities take riding lessons, or they take their kids to get riding lessons. So I find that it's a little bit easier to be able to go get in touch with a trainer. Where in barrel racing, you're just like scouring through, and then some people just don't want to help you. Some people do, where the English barns really have it figured out where they're used to doing lessons daily. They've got a full schedule. Some of them have apps that you can book on. So they've really got that down. So as far as training, I think that you can get your hands on trainers a lot easier. Plus in show jumping, I'm gonna be racing against a clock, which again, I love because obviously I'm not going to be the best show jumper with the best hands and the most experience. So if I can use some athleticism in a different way to make that clock shut off, then honey, we might have us some money. So I'm really excited to try that out. I believe that all of the disciplines are hard. They're tough. And when I talk about hard or tough, I'm talking about being world champion material. Like, what does it take to get here? That takes me right into Deep Thoughts with Fallon Taylor. So my deep thought for today is, depending on how high you want to go in your life and with what you're doing, whether it be you're going to be a teacher, you want to be a makeup artist, you want to be a stay-at-home mom, you want to be a world champion barrel racer, whatever it is that you want to be requires a lot of discipline. Now, I disagree that you need a lot of motivation. I think that you need a purpose and a why. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I so passionate about it? When you have that why, you don't need motivation anymore. You are off and running. You remind yourself every day of why it is that you're doing that, and you are off to the races. I believe that the busier the person is, the more structured your life has to be, and the discipline falls right into place. I know right now that after I get done shooting this vlog, I have 27 minutes before I have to do the next thing. In that 27 minutes, I'm going to do a band workout. Quick shout out, always plug, mansports.com, use code Fallon, get that Adaptive Series training kit. But I'm gonna do an at-home workout. I don't have time to get to a gym, but I have to take care of myself because I have to keep my body in shape and healthy because of all my injuries. I absolutely cannot afford to not work out my body every single day. Plus, with all the stress of this move, I want to jack my endorphins up so I stay in a really great, energetic, positive place because I have 2 more giant events before this week is even over. And the next week is going to start before I even know it. The more structure that you have, the less choices you make about certain things. Have you ever heard that like Bill Gates, Barack Obama, different leaders in the world have the same color shirt that they wear every single day? They either wear blue or white because they don't want that bandwidth taken up by other decisions that they need to make in the day. So they wear the exact same thing a day. I'm that way with my food, with my training, with my schedule. So it wasn't always this way. I've always been a hot mess express, okay? And as I've matured, I have learned that the more structured I am with every single thing, the less choices I make throughout the day. So I eat my food, I eat my Flex Pro meals, boom, boom, boom. I have my gym, it's a non-negotiable. It's not I should go to the gym, it's at this time I must go to the gym. During that time, I typically go live with my Facebook groups. I am structured out. So there's very little margin of failure in there because everything's all lined up for me. Back in the day when I just cruised through my life, I would just sit around, scroll on Insta, I would lay back, watch TV for an hour, stumble around, get a snack, blah, 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 and then complain about how much time I didn't have. The time was right there in front of me. So my deep thoughts for today is the more you develop a routine of structure, create a boot camp environment for yourself, your mind will be free to think of so much creative stuff. It will be free to think of new ideas and new places you can go. You'll build confidence and you'll feel like you can attack anything from the front. Where when you're just going willy-nilly throughout your day, pulling into this place to eat, oh crap, I'm 5 minutes late now, I gotta get here, what am I gonna wear? Oh, I didn't plan out tomorrow. You're gonna be caught in this purgatory of decision making all day long when you really need to save all of that brain power for the big decisions that are coming up in your life to escalate you to the next level. Well, that's all my preaching for deep thoughts today. If you don't already have your merch, make sure to go to shopthemerch.com, pick up your favorites. I think that I'm wearing, I must have some stuff at the laundry. I might be wearing this today. Drive all night, win all day. I think I might be wearing that. I don't know. I really like that too. Like it all. What can I say? What can I say? This is from one of my floamies on BRC. Check out this hot fire thing. Isn't that so cute? we sent it off to Timberlane Studios that made it look like that. So great. Thank you so much. Such a beautiful piece. We also have this guy that you guys used to see in the lofts all the time. That's it for today, guys. We are rushing off to the next event. Thank you so much for all your support and love in the comments. It pushes me through to the next part of this week. I love it, you guys. I cannot wait to announce when the BRC year anniversary is gonna be. I'm gonna do a huge meet and greet at the ranch this year. Really excited. I'm sure me and Daniel are gonna plan something huge too for everybody that's been in the challenges. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Don't forget to count your blessings, drink your protein, and say thank you to Jesus. I'll see you tomorrow.